For Tesco, there are no no-go areas. Their hunger for space means they will build anywhere. Gerrards Cross in Buckinghamshire is one of Britain's most affluent towns, home to an estimated 500 millionaires. In 1996, Tesco decided that it wouldn't mind a piece of that action.
Problem was, there was nowhere to build, or at least, that's what the residents thought.
But Tesco had another cunning plan. They'd simply conjure a store out of thin air. First they built a tunnel, and now a 20,000 square foot Tesco supermarket is materialising on top of the main line to Birmingham. So why go to all this trouble?
If we look at the maps here, the yellow dot is where the Gerrards Cross store site is being built at the moment. And then I've put a 15-minute drive time around, which is the typical sort of catchment that people are like to go to a supermarket. And if I add the main competing stores and the different colours reflect the different competitors, what you can see is that customers are going to have to travel some reasonable distance to the edge of this 15-minute catchment to actually do their shopping.
And that means rich pickings for the new Tesco.
We'd expect it to take in the region of £370,000 a week once you take account of what it's going to lose from its surrounding stores. And it's probably going to take around about £170,000, £180,000 a week from Sainsbury's.
It's clearly a site worth fighting for. So although one survey found 93% of Gerrards Cross residents were against the new store, Tesco ploughed ahead. When the council turned down their plans, Tesco appealed to the government. And guess what? They got their own way. Pat Fee is a local councillor.
Why was there initial resistance to Tesco's being here?
I think people were concerned about the increase in the traffic and considerable concern that local shops would close down as a result, thereby reducing choice and changing the whole character.
Now, Gerrards Cross has not got a big supermarket here at all, so what's wrong with Tesco's arriving and offering local people that choice?
First and foremost, Tesco's are not coming here to offer us a choice. They're coming here to get our money. Secondly, there are several Tesco's within easy reach of Gerrards Cross.
I mean, how much do you care about local opposition? Because there was quite a build-up of, a resistance to you, wasn't there? And still is.
We do sometimes face opposition to our developments. They are, like any campaign, they're whipped up by a narrow section of the community who sort of drives the thing and gives it momentum. All of our experience is that in the end, they become very good stores, completely acceptable part of the Tesco portfolio. They have tens of thousands of customers who they serve very well, and, and life moves on.
Tesco are willing to face out any opposition and surf over bad publicity because in the end, it pays. They already have more shops than Asda and Sainsbury put together. Their ethos is simple. If they build it, you will come. Which brings us to the second commandment in the Tesco Bible. To be a supermarket superpower, thou shalt sell to everyone.
The real trick that Tesco has pulled off has been by appealing to a very wide spread of the consumer. And in fact, they've pulled off a trick that I'm not aware of any other retailer ever achieving, and that is to appeal to all segments of the market.
Rival supermarkets simply have narrower appeal than Tesco, as new retail research confirms.
We devised a very lengthy questionnaire with about 3,000 questions that asks all sorts of kind of quite obscure sounding questions, ranging from the kind of where you shop, the kind of products that you buy when you go to the shop, how often you shop, whether you buy on credit, whether you're an impulse purchaser, whether you believe in reincarnation, all kinds of slightly more esoteric questions.
From the thousands of answers to the survey, they found clear patterns emerging. Asda and Morrison's are a haven for value-conscious shoppers.
A typical Asda customer is very hard-working, they're not terribly health conscious. Any food that they buy is very, very focused around meat, and when they shop, they have a very, very specific list that they shop for, and they're focused on good value for money.
While Waitrose and Sainsbury's shoppers are more fussy, and they can afford to be.
They're in the higher income scale, they tend to have a lot of credit cards, they will buy purchases. If they see something really expensive, they don't even think about it, they just buy it.
But Mr. and Mrs. Tesco are an enigmatic breed.
Well, the Tesco's person was incredibly interesting because they're really, really hard to define. And when we tried to build a caricature of a Tesco person, we really, really struggled, because the whole point about Tesco is that it appeals to everyone and it alienates no one.
Tesco's facelessness is no accident. It's another masterstroke. The company that used to pride itself on piling it high and selling it cheap now woos the more discerning shopper as well.
They've got 3 supermarkets in one, really. If you're a prince or a pauper, you can go into Tesco and find something you want. They have the finest range at the top of the market, they have the medium range, and they have the Tesco value range for people on a budget.
So, if I opt for Tesco's value range, all the ingredients for, say, a traditional British fry-up cost me a student-pleasing £2.92. In their standard range, the same traditional spread sets me back a family-friendly £6.33. And for a finest range fry-up, complete with fresh fine tomatoes, I have to fork out a gastronomical £11.66. Only in Britain would you find a class system for fry-ups. Tesco use their 3-tier product lines to ensure they attract all sorts of customers. And they have the ideal weapon to make sure they can target them precisely: Club Card.
Tesco have really trailblazed the whole area of customer analysis. Their Club Card was really the first key card in the UK that looked in depth at what people were buying and what kind of products, and they've been very, very, very sophisticated at analysing what different types of customer types they've got and what they're buying.
Every quarter, Tesco fire off 11 million personalised offers to Club Card members. Although they give away £60 million each time, they're rewarded with a sales peak equivalent to Christmas. So for Tesco, Christmas comes 4 times a year, and all that crucial information pays for itself. They know us almost better than we know ourselves, and they've used the knowledge to get right under our skins.
If you actually look at the demographics of who is a Tesco's customer and who is Britain, you can see that there is a remarkable fit. This chart here actually shows the demographic profile of the United Kingdom, broadly ranging from wealthy executives, which are the more affluent, down to the least affluent, which are in a city adversity. This is the shape of the United Kingdom population. If we overlay the Tesco's profile, you'll see it follows a remarkably similar shape.
From land grabs to club cards, Tesco have ensured they're everywhere, serving to everyone. But there's one final ingredient in this recipe for success. Which brings us to rule number 3. To be a supermarket demigod, thou shalt sell everything. Jo Middleton is a self-confessed Tesco addict. Almost everything Jo owns comes from Tesco. Her car is insured by Tesco, but that's not all.
All my cups, glasses and plates are from Tesco's. I've also got all of my food tins and stuff from Tesco's. Washing basket from Tesco's. And kettle from Tesco's, which is about £4, which is a bargain. And my picture frames also are from Tesco's. And the pictures inside are also from Tesco's. DVDs are from Tesco's. And picture frames are also from Tesco's. My tops are from Tesco's, and nearly all my clothes are from Tesco's.